Good evening everybody, welcome back to Nanny's Kitchen, and tonight I'm going to be cooking chicken souvlaki. For that you're going to need 2 chicken breasts, 1 lemon, some mint, 4 cloves of garlic, 4 tablespoons of oil, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of oregano, and also I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. With that, I'll also put in a full teaspoon of coriander powder. So let's get going. Right, so I'm going to start by peeling and slicing the garlic. Then I'm just going to slice the garlic. That's it, so you just want them sliced. I'm just going to pop them all into the mixing bowl. Then next, I'm just getting all the chopping out of the way. I'm just going to get the mint leaves. You can use dry mint, doesn't make any difference. It's just I have fresh mint in, so I thought use it. Something roughly chopped, just to get the flavours out. I'll pop that in. Then I will slice the lemon and get the juice from it. And before I do that one, I just want a little bit of zest, just a tiny little bit. So I'll just pop that there. Lovely, just enough, yeah, just a little bit. And then I'll juice the other off. Put that in the rubbish bin. And I'll just pour that in. Right, so we've got in there now the garlic, the mint, the lemon juice, and a little bit of lemon zest. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put in half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of cumin. Yeah, that's looking good. And a full of coriander powder. And then I'm going to add the oil and give it a mix. Right, so I'm just going to pop that to one side, figure these away, and then we'll chop the chicken. Right, so I've cleaned the board and everything, turning my knife. All I'm going to do now is I'm just going to chop this chicken, and I'm going to pop it into the marinade. So it's going to be going on a skewer, so remember to keep it in chunks. And pop it all in the marinade, and I'm just going to wash my hands and I'll come straight back. So all I'm going to do now, it's in the marinade, is I'm just going to give it a good mix. Get it all coated. So it's all marinated. what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop some cling film over and pop it in the fridge, and I'm going to leave it there for a couple of hours, and then I'll come back to you and show you what I do next. Right, so I am back with the souvlaki meat, and all I'm going to do is get some out of the bowl and pop it on the skewer, and another piece. I'm just going to feed it on like that. That's a big piece in me chopping. Feed it down. You want it quite loose because you don't want it all clumped together. Pop it on. Keep on feeding it down. You want some nice big ones. And there's one done. The reason I'm using the metal skewers is just because I'm going to be cooking them straight away in the oven. So I didn't have time to steep any wooden ones. And then feed it through. Just keep on feeding it. I do apologise about the noise in the background. We do have company tonight. And that's golf talk. I'll just keep on doing this until we get the end. Right, so we've gotten 5 out of these, and all I'm going to do is give them a quick brush with a little bit of oil. And then I'm popping them on a tray, and they're going to go in the oven, spacing them out. Yeah, so on the tray, spaced out, and they're going to go in the oven now for around about 12 to 14 minutes. But while they're in the oven, I'm just going to slice a couple of peppers into quarters, and I'm going to pop them on there as well, rubbed with a little bit of oil and salt and pepper. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll get rid of that one for a new one. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop the peppers in half. I'm just going to take the seeds out and any spares. Same with that side. Any spares. Exactly the same with this one. There was none in that one. Right, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop them in half again. Just going to get a little oil. There it is. I will need oil later on, so I may as well pour some in. I'm going to pop a little bit of pepper in the oil. A little pinch of salt in the oil. I'm going to mix it with the brush, and I'm just going to dab the peppers. Right, so what I've done is I've just got the kebabs on there now. So the souvlaki kebabs are on. I've just tossed the peppers on, and they're going to go in the oven with them, and they're just going to cook down. We'll have some nice roasted peppers and stuff to go with it. So they'll go in for about 12 to 14 minutes roughly. I will check them are about 8 minutes and just obviously give them a turn over between 7 and 8 minutes, and I'll come back to you and show you what they look like. So I've took the souvlaki out of the oven. It's been in there for 14 minutes. I turned it halfway just to so both sides cook nice and evenly. And I am going to now plate it all up and I'll show you what the end result is. So there you have it. Chicken souvlaki with some roasted peppers, a little bit of salad on some nice soft Greek pita bread and some tzatziki dip. The tzatziki dip you can find in my channel under another recipe, and you can also with the lovely Greek flatbreads. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and remember to hit the bell notification and it'll show you when new videos are uploaded. I really appreciate everybody who watches my channel. I really do. And I'd just like to say have a really good evening and bye bye.